We do it. We have to prove it. You need to find the things that work for you and you need to do them. The problem is, once you start doing this, once you decide something is a non-negotiable, you can't pick it up. You said you were going to do something and you did that thing. Good afternoon. This video is about your non-negotiables. I'm on the way back from the gym. It's 4:51 p.m. here, and I'm about to start my second shift of work. You can see how tired I am. I was driving back. I was actually listening to an audiobook, and the author in the book mentioned something that caused something to click for me. And that is the reason why we have those in the group, the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday check-ins. You know, sometimes we do things out of habit for so long that we forget the original reason why we do it, but we keep doing it. Now, obviously, the Post-it Mondays, What's Up Wednesdays, and Finish It Fridays are designed to keep you accountable. But I think it's been a while since I explained how powerful those 3 days are. It all has to do with your unconscious mind. See, the original, where this came from, was that every Monday, I was so horrible at sticking to things. And the reason why I was so horrible at sticking to things was because day after day and week after week, I would tell myself, I'm not going to watch pornography this week, or I'm not going to slip this week, or I'm not going to do XYZ that is going to lead to pornography this week. And inevitably, I would do it. The only thing that got me out of that cycle was realizing that every time I told myself, I promised myself, I got on my knees, I'd pray to God and said, I swear I am done. This is the last time. What I didn't realize was not just the impact it was having on my self-esteem. By the way, your self-esteem is, I think I said it in the call last week, it is your reputation with yourself. Not just the impact it was having on my self-esteem, but it was leaking into every other area of my life. Which means that anytime I told myself that I wanted to accomplish a major goal, so in work, if I wanted to do something that I had never done before, I was incapable of doing it. Take a look at your life. Seriously, I'm sure you're able to, if you're an above average performer at work or at being a dad or at doing your chores, whatever it is you do, going to the gym, losing weight, you're probably still doing okay at that. And it keeps you at a pretty comfortable place, wherever comfortable is for you. But notice every time you try to do something that is out of your comfort zone, something that is not just out of your comfort zone, but you're going to have to do it for a sustained period of time. Notice what happens. You're not going to do it. It is impossible to do. And the quality of the inability to do it mirrors the quality of your inability to end your behavior with pornography. But this has nothing to do with pornography. It just happens to be the reference for that. It has everything to do with your non-negotiables. Because what we're doing in this program is that we are proving to our unconscious mind that when we say we're going to do something, we do it. We have to prove it again and again and again and again. And that part of us says, okay, dude, you mean it. This time it's different. And then it supports you in doing so. When it supports you in doing so, your identity changes. It could be with anything, but that is the principle that we are applying here. And one of the mistakes that men who struggle with porn, one of the mistakes that I made and you might be making is you include quitting pornography or something that's related to your behavior with pornography as a part of your non-negotiable. If you do that, it's going to be not impossible, but very challenging for you to step out of this behavior. It really is. On Mondays, I will put up a Post-it note. And on that Post-it note, I will tell myself, I would write down all the things that I'm going to do. And I remember this vividly because when I started dating my girl 16 and a half years ago now, she reminds me of like monthly anniversary. She said, wow, you have a lot of Post-it notes in your car. In fact, look at this. Like, this is from my door-to-door selling days, right? Like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like $10,250 in sales per week, $1,708 per day. I'm intense. I'm obsessed. I'm not like others, blah, 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 blah. I had this stuff up because I needed to see all these things and I needed those commitments to myself in a place where I could see them. This is my car for just getting around, going to the gym, running errands. She said, you have a lot of Post-it notes. And I said, yeah, like if not, I'm never going to keep my commitments to myself. But if it's on the Post-it notes, it gets done. And the Post-it notes followed me everywhere I went. Sometimes there were multiple post-it notes saying the same thing that were in my bathroom, on the window, they were in my car, on the dashboard, they were all over the place. And every week, all I needed to do was stick to whatever my non-negotiables were and make sure I finished them by the end of the week. And this was one of the things that caused me to free myself from my behavior. Because all the things that you have to do, staying accountable, keeping a filter on, using the tools, maintaining certain boundaries, those are not behaviors that you are used to. You need to find the things that work for you and you need to do them. And as you go through the stages, you'll learn things. But if you don't have the habits of doing those things on a regular basis, and your unconscious mind does not believe that you're even capable of sticking to anything, especially if it's something new, it's not going to happen. The problem is, once you start doing this, once you decide something is a non-negotiable, you can't pick it up. All you can do is give space. So for instance, in my life, I can say, like, I'm going to do this specific thing, let's say go to the gym, and I'm going to do so 6 days a week. Mine isn't go to the gym because now I know I can't go to the gym every day, 6 days a week. So it has to be workouts. So I'm either doing 2 rounds in the park, or I'm doing 3 miles if I go to a different park, or I'm going to the gym and I'm doing this 6 days a week. Monday is my day off. But if I mess this up even once, I'm done. I am done. And it's not that I'm done as in I can't grow or do anything. It's just that we have to convince our unconscious mind yet again that we can do it. This is why we say you got to count your wins, not days. What is a day? The day is something that we created, right, for ourselves. The universe doesn't care that what the earth is doing. We do. The wins, nobody can lie about the wins. You said you were going to do something and you did that thing. That is why counting the wins is so powerful. All right. So simple video. I gotta get in and jump in that ice plunge, cold plunge. Ask yourself, where is it in my reboot that I'm not sticking to my non-negotiables? Because those of you who've been here for a few years, over and over and over and over again, you will start doing something. You do it for a couple of days and you stop. Oh, but I traveled. Oh, I went on vacation. Oh, I got sick. This happened, that happened. Any little thing causes you to go back to your comfort zone. This is how you stay stuck, not just in your reboots, but this is how you stay stuck in life. When I say reboot, you reboot from your out of control behavior. It is important if you decide you're going to stick with reaching out to your accountability partners daily or weekly. If you are going to start filling something out on Monday, on Post-it Monday, you better make sure that on Friday, you're finishing that up. If not, don't fill it out. But I suggest you take it as a challenge because it is something that I do in my life. And it has helped me greatly. It has helped me tremendously. From my first career to what I do now, to anything I do with business partners, to any plan I have. No matter how, I am so exhausted, y'all. I am ridiculously exhausted. But I will not quit. I will not give up that non-negotiable. What I gain in the long run is far greater than going like, oh, I'll just skip the workout today and maybe I'll do it tomorrow. No, I cannot give up on that, okay? That anchors every other major decision I'm going to make that's out of my comfort zone, all right? So that's my ramble for you today. I hope you all gain something from it, and I'll see y'all in the session tomorrow. Bye.